A night of awakening. The evening air was thick with anticipation as Emma stepped into the dimly lit apartment. She had always been the careful one, the reserved one, the girl who blushed at the thought of romance. But tonight felt different. Tonight, she wanted to let go. Daniel stood by the window, a glass of wine in his hand, his silhouette illuminated by the city lights. He turned to face her, a slow smile playing on his lips. "You made it," he said, his voice deep and smooth. Emma nodded, her heart pounding. She had known Daniel for months, their flirtations teasing at something deeper, something unspoken. But she had never let herself entertain the thought. Until now. He walked towards her, closing the distance with deliberate ease. "Nervous?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. She swallowed. "A little." His fingers brushed her arm, a whisper of a touch that sent shivers down her spine. "We don't have to do anything you're not ready for." Emma searched his eyes, looking for any hint of doubt or hesitation. She found none. Instead, she found warmth, patience, and something else. Desire. A desire that matched her own. She took a deep breath and let herself relax. "I want this," she whispered. Daniel leaned in, his lips barely grazing hers before deepening the kiss. His hands traced the curve of her back, pulling her closer, his warmth seeping into her skin. She melted into him, her fears dissolving into the heat of the moment. Time slowed as he kissed along the curve of her neck, his breath warm against her skin. Every sensation was heightened, every touch igniting something deep within her. He led her gently to the couch, their bodies moulding together as the tension between them built. "Take your time," he murmured, his fingers tracing delicate patterns along her arm. "There's no rush." Emma exhaled, closing her eyes as she allowed herself to truly feel, to surrender. His touch was patient, exploring, learning. Each caress sent waves of heat coursing through her body, each moment lingering in the air between them. They moved together in a dance of newfound intimacy, every sensation more electric than the last. The world outside faded into the background, leaving only the rhythm of their breath, the whisper of sheets, the hushed confessions in the dark. The night unfolded like a slow, intoxicating dream. Every touch, every whispered word was a lesson in passion and trust. He guided her gently, savouring every reaction, every gasp, every sigh. There was no rush, only the steady unravelling of restraint, the surrender to sensation. Hours passed in a blur of discovery and connection, and when the first light of dawn crept through the curtains, Emma lay beside him, her head on his chest, her fingers tracing lazy patterns against his skin. She felt different, not just because of what had happened, but because of how it had happened. She had chosen this moment, this man, this awakening. Daniel kissed the top of her head. "You okay?" She smiled, her heart full. More than okay. They remained there in silence, the warmth of their bodies lingering, the echoes of the night still dancing in the air. Emma let out a slow breath, committing every detail to memory. The way his arms had held her, the way his voice had reassured her, the way she had felt free. "I never thought it would be like this," she admitted softly. Daniel brushed a stray curl from her face, his gaze steady. "Like what?" "So, right," he smiled, his thumb tracing slow circles against her shoulder. "Because it was." And as the city stirred to life outside, Emma closed her eyes, knowing she'd stepped into a new chapter, one written with warmth, trust, and the sweet taste of first love.